Sri Shukdev resumed. Then there was a supremely auspicious hour of asterisk Rohini rising, was endowed with all qualities. All the stars and planets stood in a favorable position. There was peace all around, and all the stars twinkled in the sky. The rivers flowed crystal clear, lakes bloomed with lotuses, rows of forest trees laden with bunches of flowers rang with the sweet noise of birds and swarms of bees. When that birthless Lord was about to be born, cattle drums sounded of themselves in heaven. When midnight darkness came, Lord Vishnu manifested himself in full, like the full moon would appear in the eastern horizon. Vasudev beheld that extraordinary child with lotus-like eyes, endowed with 4 arms that held different weapons such as conch, a mace, and a discus, was decorated with the Srivats mark, with the Kaustubh gem shining at his neck, with yellow garments which has a beautiful hue like that of rain clouds. His scattered locks of hair bathed in the splendor of his crown, and earrings studded with the precious cat's eyes, with a graceful girdle around his waist, and with armlets and bracelets on his arms. Vasudev was amazed to see the beautiful appearance of the Lord as his son. Understanding that the child definitely was the original personality, he lost all his fears. Having arrived at that conclusion, he fell down with folded hands to offer prayers to the child that illumined his birthplace in every direction. Vasudev prayed, "You have been directly known to be the Supreme Person. You have created this universe by your creative energy. You are conceived as having entered it after that, even though as a matter of fact you have not entered it. O Almighty Lord, the wise declare the appearance, the continuance, and the destruction of this universe from you. Thus, in order to continuance of the 3 worlds, with your energy, you assume by your creative will a white complexion, Vishnu form, consisting of Sattva. Your red complexion, Brahma form, endowed with the principle of Rajas for their creation, and a dark complexion, Rudra form, evolved by Tamas for their destruction." Devaki said, when at the end of 2 pararths constituting the lifetime of Brahma, the universe is dissolved into its constituent elements by force of time, you alone are left and therefore called by the name of Shesh. O Madhusudan, let not that weak one know of your birth through me. I am terribly afraid for your sake of Kansa and feel much agitated at heart. Please withdraw this supernatural 4-armed form that is equipped with the splendor of a conch, discus, a mace, and a lotus." The Supreme Lord replied, "In a previous age, you became known as Prishni, and your husband Vasudev was a sinless Prajapati called Sutapa. When Lord Brahma told you both to create offspring, you were thereafter practiced most rigid austerities to keep your senses under control. And during the rain, the wind, the blistering sun, and the severe cold and heat of the seasonal changes, you by practicing breath control freed your mind from contaminations. Eating fallen leaves and air, only you became pure and peaceful. Performed my worship with a calm mind and prayed for a boon from me. While you, with your mind fixed on me, thus in severe penance, practiced the most difficult austerities, 12,000 celestial years passed. By this determination of heart and constant faithful service and penance, I proclaimed to be the most favorable bestowers of boons. Very satisfied with the both of you, then appeared in this form. Eager to fulfill your desires, I told you to think about a boon for yourselves, whereupon you asked for a son just like me. Because I did not find anyone else in this world with your noble character and qualities, I became your son and am thus known as Prishnigarbha. Through Kashyap and Aditi, I again appeared from the two of you with the name of Upendra and was also called Vaman because of my dwarf-like form. True to my word, for the third time appearing in this manner in a form like this, I again took my birth from the two of you. I showed you this four-handed form to remind you of my previous appearances. The spiritual understanding of my identity would otherwise not arise in you with the transient form. Constantly thinking of me as a son, you both will attain the highest state of union with me in the form of co-residence with me in my divine abode. Sri Shukdev continued. He instantly assumed the form of an ordinary human child before the eyes of his parents. When thereafter the son of Shursen, as instructed by the Supreme Lord, carefully wanted to carry his son away from the place of delivery, precisely at that time Yogmaya, who is birthless, took her birth from the wife of Nand. By her influence, the guards and the rest of the people, being fast asleep, had lost consciousness of all their senses. As soon as Vasudeva carrying Krishna approached, all the heavy doors and gates sealed with bolts and chains opened wide out for their own, like darkness dissipated by the sun. The slightly rumbling clouds showered rain, but Sheshnag followed them and stopped the rain with his spread out hoods. The surface of the deep waters of the Yamuna was foaming because of Indra's constant showers. The waters were agitated, but the waves of the forceful, fierce stream gave way, just like the ocean did before the husband of Sita, Lord Rama. Vasudeva reached the cow village of Nand and found all the cowherds there fast asleep. While they slept, he put his son on Yashoda's bed, took up her daughter and then returned home. There he placed the little girl on Devki's bed and put the shackles back on his feet so that he remained bound as before. Yashoda, delivering her child, had no idea what it precisely looked like because being overwhelmed by sleep from the hard labor, she lay unconscious by Yogmaya.